How to apply and attract, using the law of attraction. Stoic teachings. Stoic, the point where serenity and creation meet. There is a moment so subtle it almost goes unnoticed. It is the moment when you desire something with your entire being, but not with your hands clenched in tension, rather with your palms open, confident. It is the place where wanting and accepting cease to be opposites and become allies. Many live imprisoned between the eagerness to change what is and the fear of losing the little they already have. It's as if they are walking a tightrope, not realizing that balance is not found in fighting the wind, but in following its flow. Bruce Lipton reminds us that the body is a faithful reflection of what we feel. Our cells react to the emotional climate we carry inside, not just to the thoughts we randomly cast. If the heart pulses with anxiety, if the breath shortens in haste, the field of manifestation becomes cloudy, like a turbulent lake unable to reflect the sky. But when serenity occupies that inner space, biology aligns, and life begins to respond more clearly. Greg Braden shows that the true strength of an intention lies not in distressed insistence, but in the deep tranquility of one who already knows. It is the silent resonance, not the shout, that reaches the unified field. Urgency is the vibration of lack. Calmness is the vibration of certainty. And when intention is felt this way, it ceases to be a request and becomes a silent declaration of presence. The most invisible and most common mistake is to confuse action with agitation. Many believe they need to stay busy to prove to the universe that they are doing their part, but they end up just spreading vibrational noise. It's like trying to hear your own breath amidst the deafening noise of a crowded stadium. The sound exists, but it's impossible to perceive it until silence is created. The law of attraction, at its purest point, is not born from the race. It flourishes in the right step, taken firmly and without haste. It is the art of creating from peace, of allowing the universe to dance to the same rhythm as your heart, not before, not after, but exactly at the right time. Stoicism as an antidote to vibrational anxiety. Stoicism, more than an ancient philosophy, is a state of mind that clears the internal ground where manifestation happens. It teaches that we do not control the winds, but we can adjust the sails. When we apply this wisdom to the law of attraction, we realize that anxiety does not speed up the result. It scrambles it, like a glass of murky water. The more it is agitated, the harder it is to see the bottom. Stoic mental discipline is like a filter that reduces emotional interference. It does not eliminate desire, but purifies it, removing the haste and fear that weaken the frequency. Instead of living in distressed expectation, the Stoic practitioner turns to what is under their control: the clarity of intention, the coherence of emotion, and serenity in the face of the time life takes to respond. Not being attached to the outcome is not giving up. It is keeping your aim without tensing your muscles. It's like an archer who knows that if the posture is firm, the bow well adjusted, and the right moment respected, the arrow will find the target on its own. It is in this interval, between releasing the string and hearing the sound of impact, that the field of manifestation does its invisible work. When we understand that serenity is not passivity, but silent strength, we stop competing with the universe for control. Anxiety gives way to confidence, and what once seemed distant begins to approach naturally, without excessive effort, simply by the magnetism of a heart that beats in peace. The mistake of confusing passivity with surrender. There is a fine line between letting go of control and simply not moving. Many, upon hearing about surrendering to the universe, fall into the trap of thinking it means to stop acting. But true surrender is not abandonment, it is a dance. It is the rhythm where the human step meets the rhythm of life, without stepping on destiny's toes or getting lost from it. Acting with serenity is different from waiting inertly. Serenity keeps the body in motion and the mind at peace. It is when every action is born from internal alignment, not from the impulse of escape or a desperate attempt to fix what one fears losing. Bruce Lipton reminds us that if conscious action does not converse with deep beliefs, the body sends contradictory messages to the field, and the result is as unstable as a boat with sails pointing in opposite directions. Therefore, before acting, it is worth asking, does this decision come from clarity or from fear? Am I responding to an impulse of lack or a call of abundance? This self-assessment is like checking the map before continuing a journey. A simple adjustment in the route can avoid long detours. Surrender does not paralyze, it directs. It does not empty the day, but clears the path. It is the space where intention aligns with action, creating a flow so natural that it feels as if the entire world has started moving in the same direction as you. The power of attracting without begging. There is a silent force that is more convincing than any plea. It is the vibration of one who already feels whole, of one who walks with the inner certainty that what they seek is already on its way. To beg is like knocking insistently on a door, conveying the idea that something is absent. To attract, without begging, is simply to leave the door open, allowing what is yours to enter without obstacles. When Greg Braden talks about the union of clear intention with elevated emotion, he describes exactly this state. It is not about repeating requests, but about vibrating as one who has already received. It is sending the unified field a crystal clear signal of readiness, not of lack. The difference is subtle, but powerful. While lack creates an empty echo, sufficiency emits a full sound that the universe recognizes and responds to. A lit candle does not ask to illuminate. It simply illuminates. Similarly, when you light the flame of certainty within yourself, there is no need for desperate appeals. Your energy becomes a beacon, and what is in resonance with it inevitably draws near. In this state, desire ceases to be a race and transforms into a silent invitation, where presence is worth more than haste and trust is the true magnet, transforming discipline into magnetism. Discipline, when understood deeply, is not a burden, but a space of freedom. It is the conscious choice to nurture thoughts and emotions that serve what one wishes to create. It is a daily, silent alignment that builds vibrational stability, not through blind effort, but through a serene commitment to one's own energy. When you regulate your emotions, you are not just thinking positive, you are calibrating the frequency you send to the field. Each daily ritual, the breath that calms, the silence that cleanses, the writing that organizes the mind, is like tuning an instrument before playing. You prepare yourself so that your intention and your actions sound in harmony, without noise that distorts the melody. Stories of true manifestation rarely arise from anxious attempts. They often emerge from simple practices, repeated with presence, until the entire body learns to vibrate in the desire naturally. There were those who only saw what they sought when they decided to empty themselves before visualizing, allowing the intention to be planted in fertile, not overburdened soil. Thus, discipline becomes magnetism. It is not a chain that binds, but a river that flows steadily, consistently, until it meets the sea. Consistency creates confidence, and confidence attracts without effort, the balance that attracts the inevitable. There comes a point where desiring ceases to be an effort and becomes a natural state. When the internal environment, thoughts, emotions, and body, vibrates in coherence, as Bruce Lipton describes, each cell becomes a receptor for new possibilities. It is as if biology itself aligns with the vision, preparing to receive it even before it arrives. Neville Goddard spoke of internally living the desired scenario with the same naturalness with which one lives the present, not as an act of tension, not as an anxious hope, but as one who already recognizes this future as a consummated fact. In this state, the waiting is not empty, it is full, because what is sought is already being felt. The balance between stoic focus and vibrational surrender is a silent dance. Focus to stay on the right path, surrender to trust in the timing and intelligence of the process. It is a space where you stop pushing the river, because you understand that it already knows how to reach the sea. The river does not need to speed up, it just follows the right course, and at the exact moment, destiny meets it. Stoicism as an antidote to vibrational anxiety. At the heart of manifestation, there is a silent truth. What accelerates is not desire, but stability. Stoicism, with its emotional discipline, offers a path to silence the internal noise that so often distorts the frequency we emit. By cultivating serenity, we are not ignoring our desires, but creating the necessary internal space for them to grow. The ancient Stoics taught that control is not in the results, but in how we react to the world. This wisdom fits perfectly with the law of attraction. When we do not cling to the immediate result, we allow the vibrational field to organize itself without the interference of urgency. It's like an archer who knows that the arrow will only find its target if the bow is steady, the hands relaxed, and the breath calm. The focus is on the gesture, not on the rush to see the impact. By uniting the Stoic gaze with vibrational consciousness, we find fertile ground. A space where action is not agitation, but presence, where intention is not a plea, but certainty. And it is in this state of active stillness that the frequency stabilizes and begins to attract the inevitable.